What is up? What is up, awesome people of the internet? Guys, the day has finally arrived. It is finally here. Women's college basketball officially starts today. We got a boatload of games that are happening today, and I'm excited. I hope you all are as well. So happy women's college basketball to whoever is celebrating, because today is a royally awesome day. Like I kind of wanted to say, hey, this is the day. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and watch some women's basketball. All right. Quita in the Morning starts right now.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready? Ready, set, go.
Get ready, get ready, get ready. Guys, it's happening. It's happening today, and if y'all got to work like me, it's inconvenient to have women's college basketball starting during the middle of the day. But if you all are still YouTube TV subscribers, well, this is your moment to just switch over now. I was waiting, holding out hope until today. I was like, okay, Monday morning, if YouTube TV don't have an agreement with ESPN, i.e. Disney, then I am going to make the switch officially. And that has not happened yet. So yes, we're making the switch. I'm going to Fubo as of today, because I got to watch these games. I can't not watch these games, okay? Because we have a full slate. I mean, it's not like the most competitive of games happening, but it is the start of something brand spanking new. We do have Duke versus Baylor. That game is happening at 12 noon Eastern time, 11 Central, my time. We also have Norfolk State versus Ole Miss. This is another game that I personally am super excited about because I really want to see Ole Miss in a real regular season game. I think Coach Yo is doing something really, really special. I feel like I'm a broken record always talking about Coach Yo and how great of a head coach she is, and how I just see a lot of fantastic stuff in the future. But here's the thing, guys. This Ole Miss team, better watch out. They're going to be dangerous. I'm excited to watch their game versus Norfolk State. I don't think Norfolk State will pose that much of competition. Of course, it'll be a competitive game, but I'm thinking Ole Miss is probably going to win by closer to 20 points, I would say. Duke versus Baylor is going to be definitely a whole lot closer than that, but those two are games that are happening at the same exact time at 11 a.m. Central Time. And so I'll be working, but also tapping into the games and really, really, really tapping in after I'm done working, and I'll just rewatch everything and then have a real recap for you all tomorrow. Okay. And we also have a boatload of other games. Cal versus Vandy later today. That game is on ESPNU. Here's the thing. Vandy, I'm very curious about how they look, right? Last year you had Camille Pierre and you had Michaela Blakes. This year you still have Michaela Blakes. You do not have Camille Pierre. She is at NC State, which we will be seeing soon. Debut on a basketball court. And it's just a question mark of, okay, well, what does this new iteration of Shea Ralph's program look like? What does it look like? All right. We also have Belmont versus Oklahoma. This is not going to be a competitive game, but this is a game that allows us to get a first look at Aaliyah Chavez, the freshman sensation that I really do want to really see her just play in a real game. Now, Belmont is not that great of a team, but still, regular season competition is better than nothing, okay? That game is happening at my time, at least at 4:30 on SEC Network. Plus, here's the thing. A lot of the games today are on ESPN channels, okay? They're on ESPN channel. So if you want to watch Duke versus Baylor, you need to have ESPN. If you want to watch Norfolk State versus Ole Miss, you need to have the SEC network, right? Iowa State, they're playing today. They're playing St. Thomas of Minnesota. That game is on ESPN Plus. We continue to go down the list. Cal versus Vandy. That game is on ESPNU. If you want to watch these games today, you kind of have to make sure you have ESPN Unlimited or related. We also have tonight, which I'm excited to watch. I might end up watching it live. I don't know. We have Grand Canyon versus South Carolina. Yes, it is going to be an absolute blowout, but it's going to be fun to have Winston Gandy. I was about to try to do like a gander on over to South Carolina and get whooped by South Carolina. But it should be fun, though. It should be fun for him to return back to where it all started. We also have Iowa taking on Southern. I haven't paid that much attention to Iowa, but there will be some dedicated Iowa coverage coming to the channel. We got Maryland taking on Loyola Maryland. Here's the thing. We won't see a ton of competitive games. Again, the most competitive game that we will see today is going to be really Cal versus Vandy and Duke versus Baylor. Those are the two probably most competitive games. Norfolk State and Ole Miss it'll be fun. I don't think it'll be super competitive, but it'll be fun. But those are some of the games that you all need to know about today. Games that I personally will be focused on. And if you miss these games, don't worry about it. I'll watch them all, and then I'll let you know what happened tomorrow if you end up missing something. But a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff is happening in women's college basketball. And, we got a super chat. Thank you so much, LL Cool Nate, for the super chat. Says, I am too hype right now. Let the games begin. Grateful for you, Quita. Well, I am grateful for you, LL Kune. Thank you so much for the support of the channel. Yeah, I'm excited. I am excited for today to happen. This has been a long time coming. Now, a real quick thing. I did have a debut yesterday of a new show that I am working on. It's called The College Basketball Show, where I am strictly focusing on women's college basketball, and I'll probably end up having it where it's like maybe 2 episodes a week. Usually they'll be put out at night, and they're just sort of a look into what's going on. Now, yesterday I did put that out. Hopefully you all were able to watch it. If you all are expecting a super detailed look at the transfers that came in, the freshmen that came in, some of the storylines to pay attention to for this year, if y'all are expecting this live stream right now to cover that, it's not. Okay? But yesterday I did put out a video that actually walked through all that stuff. And so make sure to go back and take a look, okay? So if you all did not watch yesterday's show, highly recommend it. I'm in a different space than I normally am. It is a little bit too dark, which I'll work on adjusting that for the next show, which will probably end up being next week. Or not next week, by the middle of this week. So yeah, if y'all have watched it, fantastic. If you have not watched it, make sure to watch it after this stream is over. Oh, shout out to Shamika, who is celebrating 10 months of channel membership. Says, have a YouTube replacement option. Fubo TV looks great. Yes, I am going to Fubo TV as of today. And I'll have it for maybe a month until YouTube and Disney kind of get themselves together. Because I don't want to fully move away from YouTube TV. I think YouTube TV is literally the best streaming platform, best out there. And so, yeah. Yeah, 10 months. Shamika is she a OG. If there is a such thing on this channel. All right. Anyway, let's get into the actual meat and potatoes of the show. And for this show, the reason why I'm telling you all to go back and watch what I put out yesterday is because this show is focused on just everything that happens in women's basketball. So we won't be specifically just talking about college, even though college is a huge part of today's show. I did want to just start off by saying we all saw the news. The WNBA has reached, WNBA and the Players Association have reached a 30-day extension to the CBA. So they're still trying to truck along to get that resolved. Do I actually think that we will have a new CBA once these 30 days are up? Probably not. Probably not. But that's probably me being a little bit too cynical. But yeah, that's your random WNBA news for the day. Let's get into college basketball, and a thing that is making a lot of waves, and it involves Ruby Whitehorn. So Ruby Whitehorn, some bummer of news, but news that you 100% expected to happen. Ruby Whitehorn has officially been dismissed from Tennessee and their Lady Vols women's basketball program. This is sad, but it's not surprising at all. And the reason why it's not surprising is because it comes after yet another off-court incident that Ruby has suffered. Right? It's the kind of decision that no coach really wants to make. However, sometimes you got to do what you have to do. And Lady Vols head coach Kim Caldwell ended up saying, hey, it is my responsibility to protect the high standards of this historic program. And unfortunately, Ruby Whitehorn's recent decisions don't reflect well on herself. They don't reflect well on the University of Tennessee. And because of that, she is out of there. Out of there. So here's what happened last week, I believe on October the 30th. An officer in Tennessee saw a car fail to stay in its lane multiple times. And the officer performed a traffic stop on the car, and Ruby Whitehorn was in the vehicle, and upon search, she was found with possession of 5.59 grams of marijuana. Now, while marijuana possession is legal in many states, it is a misdemeanor in Tennessee. That in and of itself would not necessarily dismiss a player from a program, getting caught with marijuana. But this is not a typical case because this is just the second incident that Ruby Whitehorn has had with law enforcement in the last several months. Back in August, she was charged with aggravated burglary and domestic assault after altercation where she allegedly kicked in a door to retrieve her phone and passport. She was suspended after that from the team. She did plead guilty to 2 misdemeanors, was given a second chance at Tennessee. She was brought back onto the team. And, Kim Caldwell brought her back, hoping that Ruby would learn from her experience, grow, and move forward. But after this latest arrest, it's over. That is 100% over for Ruby, and she has been officially dismissed from the program. And, very unfortunate news, but it is what it is because there are consequences to our actions. Here's what Coach Caldwell had to say.
You just made the announcement that you dismissed Ruby from the team. Just what went into that decision for you?
We have standards in this program, and it's a sad situation. It's a difficult situation. I feel bad for this current team that we have, and time will tell if it's the right choice for this team, but I have no doubt that it's the right choice for the team 4 or 5 years from now.
What was the response from the team when you told them?
We have 4 practices to get ready. to go to NC State, and that's what we're focused on.
Player is out for any reason, unavailable. Other players have to step up. Who do you see in this situation that can help with the loss of Ruby?
Yeah, we didn't talk a whole lot about Ruby. We talked about who's going to step up, who's going to do what, and we went around the room and everyone said something. She's not a player that one player can step up and replace in a matter of a day. So everyone is going to have to give us more. We're going to have to get more out of our scorers. We're going to have to get more out of our role players. We're going to have more leadership. We're just going to have more from everyone, and it's going to be by committee.
Anything that impressed you about kind of the urgency for those players to step up and fill that role?
Yeah, I think Denia has done a really good job of really stepping up and being more aggressive in practice. That's been good to see.
All right, so that is what Kim Caldwell ended up saying about the situation. It's a sad situation. You could tell she clearly cares a lot about Ruby Whitehorn and really, really wanted Ruby on this team. But Tennessee, as with other teams, they have standards that are just non-negotiable, and like 2 times in a series of months being in trouble legally is not a good look for a program like a Tennessee. Now, again, if it was just the marijuana incident in and of itself, I don't think that would have done it. It was that mixed with the stuff back in August that ultimately was the issue. And, this isn't about one player. Yes, Ruby Whitehorn is a really good player for Tennessee. She is. 100% she is. And she was expected to be, once again, one of the main stars for this program. Right? It was supposed to be her and Janiah Barker that was supposed to light it up down low. But your actions have consequences. And Tennessee women's basketball, they're, one of the most storied programs in the country. It's a legacy built on accountability, respect, consistency, right standing with the law. And when players' actions start to chip away at that legacy, it affects everybody. It affects the teammates, coaches, and Lady Vol culture as a whole. So Kim Caldwell, made the right decision. This was the right decision for the future of this team. And I actually really do think this was a great decision for Ruby herself. Because sometimes you kind of have to get stuff taken away to really be able to make the change necessary that you need to make. Now, Ruby Whitehorn did post on social media after the news was public that she is done at Tennessee. She did post something, and I actually really, really liked her message that she put out. I'll read it for you all so you can hear what she said. She said, quote, "As most of you know, this has not been my best year. I'm not usually one to open up about my personal life or challenges, and that is part of the reason I am in this position today. For the past couple months, I have walked by fear and not faith, fear of asking for help, for guidance, fear of failure." She says, "To my coaches and teammates, I appreciate the support on and off the court. I have failed to uphold the standards of the Lady Vol legacy and what it represents, and for that, I apologize. To the Lady Vol community, in the fans, your support and encouragement will forever be appreciated. With everything that has occurred this year, I have decided to take some time so that I can focus on healing and bettering myself mentally. Thank you to my family, friends, and everyone who has supported me on this journey. While my love for the sport has been my motivation through every dark moment in my life, my motivation has shifted to God and honoring him in whatever path he takes me down next." She quotes Proverbs 3:6, says, "In all your ways submit to him and he will make your paths straight." So that is the message that Ruby Whitehorn put out. And I got to say, this was a super, super heartfelt message. And I really liked the message. She apologized to her teammates and to Lady Vol fans and says that, hey, she plans on focusing on her mental health. And honestly, I think that's the best step. That is the best step for Ruby Whitehorn. She's still very, very young. She still has a whole life ahead of her to get in a better mindset. Because basketball, here's the thing. Basketball is not life. That's not it. Your life isn't over because the ball stops dribbling. And in some ways, you need basketball to be over for a season to be able to get in right alignment on what you need to do, and where you need to go. And I'm happy that Kim Caldwell made this what I would imagine was a very, very hard decision to remove one of your best players from the team right before the season's about to start. It would have been different if this was a thing that happened in the summer. But literally, she just got dismissed, and the season starts today with Tennessee's first game happening tomorrow. It was a tough decision, but it was a right one. You know, basketball might be on pause right now for Ruby, but reflection and growth, it's not something that should be rushed. It takes as long as it takes. And I'm personally praying that she can get into a good church and grow into who she is called to be, regardless of if it involves basketball or not. Because here's the thing, maybe Ruby ends up, going away for about for a couple months or a year or something like that, and then she comes back next season with maybe a different team and is able to make some stuff happen in women's college basketball. Maybe she never plays another game in her life. Whatever the case may be, we don't know. But what I do know is it's way more important for Ruby's life to be in order than her basketball to be in order. Hey, she's a person first, and maybe one day she'll be a player again. So that's kind of my thoughts about Ruby Whitehorn. It's unfortunate, but I actually think that this is going to be a blessing for her to be forced to completely just change and go in a different direction. So sucky situation, but ultimately I do think that this could be the dramatic change that she needs to get her in a different direction. Now, how does this impact Tennessee? Because remember, Tennessee literally starts playing basketball tomorrow, right? You heard Kim Caldwell in her in that press conference kind of talk about it a little bit. For Tennessee, this leaves them with a big gap, right? Ruby Whitehorn was someone who was a starter for this team. She averaged around 11 points per game, shot close to 50% from the field. That's production that you cannot just replace overnight. Can't do it. It's going to be a collective effort for a team that is already a collective effort, right? You have a lot to make up for when it comes to the on-court production, the leadership of a player like a Ruby Whitehorn. And while this messes up rotations, while this messes up locker room cohesion, having a player that you really liked, having that player leave, it just changes a lot of stuff. So they got a lot of work to do to make up for the loss of Ruby Whitehorn. We also, have the fact that literally the season is about to start. Well, it starts today, but for Tennessee, it starts tomorrow. How do they make up for that production? It's going to be a full team effort of everybody, including, and probably more especially, Janiah Barker, who is going to have to step up and be even more of a scoring threat for this Tennessee squad. Remember, guys, Tennessee does start the season off playing NC State. That game is happening tomorrow. There is no time to dwell and be sad and bummed out for Ruby Whitehorn, for this Lady Vols team. Nah, you got to turn the page, and you gotta rely on your depth, on your chemistry, and you gotta make sure your leadership is all good to go on the court, so you can make some stuff happen. And this is just one of those things that happen. People make bad decisions. Decisions have consequences. You may not always like the consequences that they have, but at the end of the day, it sort of is what it is. Now that we're already speaking of Tennessee, I do want to talk about this team and kind of do a bit of a season preview, because if last year was any indication, guys, Kim Caldwell has a system that is very interesting, and it can find some really good success, especially since she has had another season of being able to dial in on the exact players she wants on her roster. Here's the thing. Last year, the Lady Vols finished 24-10 on the season. They were 8-8 in the SEC. And if you watched Tennessee last year, you know what they do. They're running a 10-11 player deep roster. They're doing hockey-style substitutions throughout this game. You're seeing the starters come to the bench just a couple minutes into the game, just to quickly sit on the bench for a little bit and then come right back in. It's a lot of motion, a lot of action. It's a system that players are encouraged to run, go fast, go hard. And sometimes that can look amazing. And at other times, Tennessee looked undisciplined, tired, and just out of sorts. Now, in year 2, Kim Caldwell is looking to further imprint her identity on this team and get this team to a more consistent structure where they are able to not just have good games occasionally, but where they're able to challenge every single SEC team night in and night out. Now, again, we'll see what happens. This is just year 2 of basically a full rebuild of this Lady Vol squad. And if you're going to do a rebuild, nowadays, well, these rebuilds involve a lot of newness. A lot of new players that are getting integrated in this system. And ultimately, you're looking to go to the transfer portal, because the transfer portal seems to always be where it's at. So let's take a look at some of the transfers that this Lady Vols team has added in. Now, you may notice a trend when I talk about these transfers. Let's get into it. Okay, first of all, we got to talk about who I would say the biggest transfer coming into this team is, and her name is Janiah Barker. Okay, Janiah Barker is back in the SEC. She started off at Texas A&M, then went to UCLA, now is with the Lady Vols. You have to expect her to be called upon to help try to fill some of the gap that Ruby Whitehorn has left. Throughout her college career, Janiah Barker has averaged 10.3 points per game, 6 rebounds per game, and shooting around 46% from the field. Tennessee, in order for them to make some noise in the SEC, you need to have Janiah Barker dominate in the paint. Now, we didn't see that last year really as much from Janiah Barker. She didn't do as much with UCLA, but I think she needs to go more to how she played at Texas A&M, while also playing extremely, extremely fast. Shamika, I do agree this is a really good pickup for Tennessee. The question mark is how long does it take for Janiah to really, really gel with this team, especially considering the fact that Ruby Whitehorn is gone, right? We saw that one preseason game where both Ruby and Janiah kind of dominated, but preseason exhibitions is not the same thing as a regular season game. And so we'll kind of see what she can do on that front. We also have two more transfers that came in. We got Nia Robertson, who has transferred into Tennessee. She was first at George Washington, then she was at SMU. Last season for SMU, we saw Nia average 18.5 points a game and 3 rebounds per game. She can pass the ball as well, but this is someone who is a straight-up scorer, and Tennessee, that's what this team wants. They want scorers. They want players who can knock down the three and just kind of muck some stuff up and play fast, because, yeah, that's what this team likes to do. They like to run. We also have Jersey Wolfenbarger, who's continuing on with the transfer. She came from LSU by way of Arkansas. She is someone who, at this point, has not had the most impactful college career, but is someone who I think will thrive in this sort of fluid type of game that Tennessee will be running this season, right? This is someone who is super tall, right? But is not really a post player. She's more of a small forward type of player. And so expect Jersey Wolfenbarger to be attempting a lot of 3-pointers this year, right? We saw her shoot threes at Arkansas. Didn't really see her shoot threes at all at LSU. And now at Tennessee, I think she will have more of the green light to just let it fly. Now, did you notice something interesting about these 3 transfers? Janiah Barker, Texas A&M, UCLA, Tennessee. Right? Nia Robertson, George Washington, SMU, Tennessee. Jersey Wolfenbarger, Arkansas, LSU, Tennessee. 3 teams. These transfers are on their third team. Third team. I tell you, this transfer portal stuff is absolutely insane. That's all I got to say. All I got to say is it is insane. Okay? Now, it's not just transfers for this Lady Vol team, because they also got a whole bunch of freshmen. Boatload of freshmen. So I want to go through those real quick. All right, we got Lauren Hurst from Tennessee, and so from Cleveland, Tennessee, which is, it's always funny when you hear like a city in a state that you are like, what? Because like when you think of Cleveland, you think of Cleveland, Ohio, not Cleveland, Tennessee. And so anyway, we got Lauren Hurst, who is going to be a freshman this season. This is a 4-star player playing sort of in that small forward type of realm. As a senior in high school, she averaged around 17 points per game. I'm just curious to see ultimately what her and the rest of these freshmen end up doing. We also have the twins. We got Mia and Maya Poldo. Now, I gotta say, when we talk about Mia and Maya Poldo, we got to talk about number one, Mia, because Mia is definitely the better of the twins. She is one of the number 9 player overall coming into this class. This is someone who is was the New Jersey Gatorade player of the year. This is someone who averaged 18 points per game in high school. She is a straight up baller, and you can expect Mia, I should say, to get a boatload of playing time at Tennessee. Expect it. Expect her to get a boatload of playing time, because this team is a team that loves to run. And really, both Maya and Mia can absolutely do that. Moving on to Maya, she is no scrub in her own right. Yes, her sister is more of the star, but Maya can absolutely make some stuff happen. She's a 4-star guard. Fun fact, they're both the same height. In high school in her senior year, Maya ended up averaging 16 points per game. Both Maya and Mia were the sister duo that helped lead their high school team, Morris Catholic, to a 109-win, 6-loss record in their 4 seasons in high school. They got to 4 state title games, and they won 3 consecutive state championships. I'm just saying, these two twins, they fantastic. I'm just saying. They are fantastic, and who knows what they can make happen at Tennessee. We also have 6'4" guard, 6-foot guard, Jada Civil, who is another hooper. She averaged around 18 points per game in high school. But again, lots of fantastic accolades from a lot of these players because they were fantastic in high school. College is a whole nother beast, and so I'm interested to see ultimately what they do. Just because someone averages 18 points per game does not mean they're going to average that in college at all, right? And then finally, we have the Canadian. We have Denia Prawl. She is the first Lady Vol from Canada, so random fun fact for her. She's a 6'2" guard, and she's someone who was selected for Team World in the 2025 Nike Hoop Summit in Portland. Also, fun fact, she did end up attending high school in the States. She went over to IMG Academy and helped to win the 2025 Chipotle national title game. So those are the freshmen. So we got the transfers, we got the freshmen, and we got everybody else. Now, unfortunately for me, I don't have a graphic for everybody else, but we will we'll go through them real quick. Number one, when we talk about Tennessee and who they have on their roster and what we expect for them to do, you kind of have to start off by talking about the stars of this team. And one of the stars, for sure, is Z Spearman. Z Spearman is going to be expected to step up in ways that she has not done so far for Tennessee. Number one, she was fantastic. She was really good last year, but I think they need her to do even more as we get into this year. She is on the Shura Miller Award preseason watch list. This is someone who who averaged 11.7 points per game last season, 6 rebounds per game. She is going to need to score at a higher clip from the three-point line. She's about a 30-ish% three-point shooter, but from the field, she's about 51%, and she's going to have to increase that ability because we all know that when Z Spearman gets going, she can knock down shots. But again, this team is making up for Ruby Whitehorn, and you're going to see a player like a Z Spearman have to be called on to do a whole lot more this season, which I'm sure she doesn't have an issue with. Now, another player who is a bona fide star that's going to have to continue to show up and show out is Talasia Cooper, guys. Now, Talasia Cooper is someone who last season was the leader of this team, right? Talasia Cooper averaged 16.6 points per game, 3.1 steals per game, and she is going to have to do that and, again, more. This is a player who can just be very, very active and just move. That's going to have to continue to happen for this Lady Vols team. Here's the thing. This Tennessee team is good. They have a coach that is wanting to run a specific playbook. And in order for that to happen, they have to be like in shape. They got to be ready to run. Because here's the thing: we did see this Tennessee team largely be able to run throughout the season, but as the season went on, and as we headed towards the end of the season last year, it did kind of feel like Tennessee got tired. It did kind of feel that way, and so expect for this team, and I think youth is actually a huge reason as to why they will be able to endure a whole lot more, because there's a whole lot of teenagers that Kim Caldwell could put in the game and be like, okay, going out there and just run. Expect to see a lot of Mia Poldo. Expect to see a lot of her playing big time minutes with Talasia, NZ, and Janiyah. Right? Expect it. Expect to see that. And expect to see a team that is going to be raring to go from the get-go. Tennessee is a squad that is still trying to figure out their identity. It's still growing as time is going on. And personally, I cannot wait to see, as we head into SEC play, how Tennessee improves from last year. Last year, remember, guys, they were 8-8 in conference play. Do they get to 10 wins in the conference this year? It's a possibility. I would have said it was a guarantee before Ruby Whitehorn got dismissed. Again, that really does put a giant hole in Tennessee. Now it's question marks about, okay, well, who's in the starting lineup now? I kind of had the starting lineup in my head about who would be starting for Tennessee, but now I'm just sort of like, I don't know. A lot of changes, a lot of question marks for this Lady Vols team, and yeah, that's the thing. Now, we seem to be on this Tennessee shtick for today's show, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to talk about Ruby, and then I might as well just talk about Tennessee as well. And if I'm talking about the Lady Vols, I might as well just stay in Tennessee and talk about Athletes Unlimited. Because Athletes Unlimited is going to be playing hoops in Tennessee once again, Nashville to be more specific. And they did gather a whole bunch of players getting ready for season 5 in Athletes Unlimited Hoops. Here's the thing. This is not everybody, but they had like a massive dinner of AU Hoops people. And I just wanted to talk about it real quick. Just a real quick thing. The season starts for Athletes Unlimited on February the 4th. And if y'all are like, Athletes Unlimited, what in the world is that? Well, it is sort of the off-season league that was created. This is not one of those traditional types of leagues. This is actually a league where the players kind of run it. There is no like team names, right? You have just games, and each week different team captains are selected by stats, and they select their teams each week. All right. And instead of there being a like champion team, there's a individual champion for the season. I really do think that Athletes Unlimited is a great place for just development as players because it's less about what your team does as a whole and what you do to affect winning for your team. Right? So a lot of stats matter in terms of when it comes to just game time stats. Of course, points, steals, rebounds, all that stuff. But there's a lot of intangibles that count as well in Athletes Unlimited, and it's just not something that you really see. And again, individual stats mean a lot. And so players are really working on their game, making sure that that they don't, turn over the basketball and whatnot, because who cares if your team wins if you are racking up on the negative stats, right? And so Athletes Unlimited is a very different type of league. It's not a traditional one at all. It's one where you can't really be like, oh, I'm team XYZ, because they don't really exist. Yeah, Tisha, yeah. They got team gold, team purple, team orange, team blue. It's not and those teams change players every single week depending on who's selected as the team captains and who they pick. And so it's less structure than personally I like to see, but I do think that it is a highly effective growth tool for players. A lot of players have found huge success. Odyssey Sims, Kelsey Mitchell, Sydney Colson, Isabel Harrison. Lots of players have found their way in Athletes Unlimited and have done well, and has led to actual opportunities in the WNBA. And so I'm excited about it. They have been in Tennessee all weekend, and we saw them at a Tennessee Titans game. We're seeing them out and about. But yes, I agree, Sai. I agree. It can be pretty confusing. It is. Because of we have been conditioned, for the most part, that when we see teams play, it's a set roster, and that roster does not change throughout the season. Now, of course, trades happen and whatnot, but generally, for all the sports, we're used to kind of seeing that. The Athletes Unlimited model is different than that. It's very individual based, and if you're looking for that sort of normal team structure, it's not the same. And I understand that some people don't like that, and it's understandable. I am not naturally someone who enjoys that. However, I do like Athletes Unlimited because it's giving a fantastic opportunity to players, and it's giving them a chance to be seen in the United States and to level up their game and to make some money. Okay? So watch it. I will be covering Athletes Unlimited this year. And it's in Nashville, so maybe I'll be able to go to a game. I'm not sure, but I will for sure be covering it. And because it's in Tennessee, I was like, might as well just talk about it here too. Might as well. Okay. Tisha says, I like the point system because it helps individuals really track things that affect games and make them conscious of the little things, developing good habits. Yeah, which is why I think the Athletes Unlimited model is appreciated by players. Now, does Athletes Unlimited pay as much as some overseas leagues? No, but you're really getting able to work on your game, get paid, and stay in the United States. And so for a good amount of players, that's a huge win. That's a gigantic, gigantic win. E. Manny says, why is everyone so mad? Just don't watch it. Is anyone mad? Is anyone mad about Athletes Unlimited? I don't think so. I mean, there's definitely nothing to be mad about. And it's fine to be like, oh, I don't like this specific aspect about the league. I don't think that makes anyone mad. I think that's just people have preferences, and that's okay, right? Me saying that I don't naturally like the style of Athletes Unlimited does not mean I dislike it. Doesn't mean I'm mad. And I'm literally going to be watching. I'm going to be supporting. I'm going to try to go to a game or two, because I think it's important. What Athletes Unlimited is doing, right? And it's something we got to talk about, right? Here's the thing. Sarah Ashley Barker is going to be in Athletes Unlimited, right? The rookie, right? We got Caitlin Chen, who's going to be in Athletes Unlimited. Bree Hall, Deja Kelly, right? Aaliyah Nye, Tahina Pow. We got some players that were just recently in women's college basketball. Bree Turner, Kia Stokes, Nalissa Smith, Odyssey Sims, Jalen Sherrod, JC Sheldon, Teresa Plaisance, right? Kia Nurse, Anissa Morrow, Natasha Mack. We got Isabel Harrison. We got Kaiser Gondrzik, Sydney Colson, of course. Elena Coates, Alicia Clark. We got Tina Charles, the legend. Lexi Brown, Kirsten Bell. Lots of players. Ariel Atkins. Lots of players will be in AU. I hope y'all watch it. I'm going to be watching. And I'll be covering it on this channel. The reason why I'm covering it now is because they're in Tennessee right now. I've been talking about Tennessee all day. And so I figured let's just keep it up. Anyway, that's it. That's the show. That's the show for today. I don't have it. Let's see. Anything else you all want to talk about? I personally am more excited about tomorrow than today when it comes to women's college basketball, because tomorrow we will see two, in my opinion, huge games. We'll see Louisville versus UConn, and we'll see Tennessee versus NC State. Those are like the biggest games of the week in a lot of ways. And so, yeah. Amelia, I'm actually not sure with her injury. I don't totally know. She might not actually be playing in Athletes Unlimited, but she will be there. Sydney Colson will be there because she's on one of their like player boards or something like that. And so yeah, she might not actually be playing in Athletes Unlimited, but she's technically on their roster right now. So yeah. Anyway, I did specifically want to talk about these topics today. And again, guys, if y'all are like, what about the other things that you should talk about to cap off to start off a season? Well, here's the thing. I talked about that yesterday. So if y'all can do me a absolute favor, can you please do me a favor, guys? Can you all, after this stream is over, can you wind up making your way to my channel? Clicking on videos, and check out Quita's college basketball show. It is the first episode of the show. I'm wondering if I should just put that on a different channel so it doesn't get all confused and messed up. Or maybe I'll do like a cross-posting thing where it'll still be on this channel, but it'll be on another channel as well that's like just dedicated to women's college basketball. Because I know there's some people who are like, I don't care about WNBA. Don't tell me about Athletes Unlimited. Don't tell me about Unrivaled. I don't care about none of that stuff. I only care about women's college basketball. And so I'm wondering, okay, well, maybe a separate place specifically for those people. There's just women's college basketball. No other stuff, right? I wonder if that'll be helpful for people. And so if y'all could, please do me a huge favor and check that out. Let me know what y'all think about that show. Also, what do you think about the vibe of it? I was trying to go for a more a more official vibe for the show in terms of making it kind of look like a real show. And so let me know what y'all think about that. Truly let me know. But yeah, it's you can find it on my channel. It's right over. Can I get my? It's like right over here, right here. Okay. It's called Quita's College Basketball Show, episode 1. It tells you everything you all need to know about this season of women's college basketball, stuff that I did not go through all in this stream. So again, thank y'all for watching. Let me know what y'all think about it. And yeah. Yeah. Kiera says, Vanderbilt, question. Well, Vandy does play today. They play Cal today. Of course, I'm going to watch the game. It's happening at 2:30 Eastern time on ESPNU. That game is in France. It's a back-to-back French affair. You got Duke and Baylor happening early at noon on ESPN in France. And then you have Cal versus Vandy. Here's the thing. I do expect Vandy to win. I'm interested to see what this team looks like this year. Really interested. I think they're going to be a fun team. But I got to say, yeah, I am more looking forward to tomorrow than today. Because tomorrow we have two matchups featuring top 25 teams. Tennessee versus NC State. We got Louisville versus UConn, right? I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be really fun. Oh, but I should have talked about Vanderbilt because that's in Tennessee. Oh, man. I didn't even think about that. I should have talked about Vandy today. I should have talked about Vandy because they are in the state of Tennessee. That would have been smart. Tulip says, when USC reaches the Sweet 16, don't forget who told you they will. Hey, Tulip, if they reach Sweet 16, I'm going to give you your props. I don't see it personally. Personally, I don't see it, but hey, stranger things have happened, okay? Anyway, thank y'all for watching. Y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe, tell a neighbor, tell a friend that Quita in the mornings is happening. And I will see y'all in the next one. Until next time, guys. Bye-bye. Oh, wait. Let me do the outro. Sometimes I forget. All right. Bye.
Are you ready?
Ready, set, go.